I'm Susan McGinnis with Clean Skies News. The Obama administration is now taking what appears to be a more active hand in advancing Senate climate legislation. Tuesday afternoon, the president welcomed Senate and administration leaders to the White House for a summit of sorts on energy and climate issues. Clean Skies' Tyler Suiters talked with some of the invitees before the meeting, so it sounds, Tyler, like this came together pretty quickly.
Yeah, Susan, that's the impression I'm getting from some of the senators who are at the White House right now. But this meeting did come together early enough to coordinate the very busy schedules of 14 different senators, including a number of committee chairmen and ranking members, and also 4 members of the Obama cabinet. But the invitees I talked with earlier today seemed somewhat unsure about the specifics regarding what President Obama wants to discuss. What are your expectations for the White House meeting this afternoon?
I don't have any clear expectations. The President has asked several of us to come down there and talk about what the future is for enacting energy and climate change legislation. I think it's a useful thing to do.
I caught up with Senator Bingaman after this abbreviated Energy Committee meeting this morning, and in all fairness, he was dashing off on his way for a floor vote. 3 members of this committee were invited to the White House meeting. Bingaman, also ranking member Lisa Murkowski, who co-sponsored the Acela Clean Energy Bill with the chairman himself, and Democrat Maria Cantwell. She is co-sponsoring the CLEAR Act, which is an abbreviated plan to cap carbon emissions and then compensate taxpayers for what would be higher electricity rates. Now, I spoke with this woman, Senator Murkowski, as she dashed off from the hearing herself, and I asked her what is the one point she wants to bring up with the president today. She told me she wants to stress that the Senate has an energy-only bill ready to go. That's the Acela bill I mentioned. If only Harry Reid would dump his plan to combine clean energy and climate legislation. Now, we do have some clues from the White House about the specific topics at today's meeting. Late this afternoon, Press Secretary Robert Gibbs discussed his expectations.
The president wants to get an update from bipartisan lawmakers in the House and Senate on a series of proposals and get an idea of where those are.
Now, Gibbs also mentioned that this meeting was supposed to take place on Monday, but it turns out Lindsey Graham had an issue with his flight. So, Susan, here we are today, waiting for more details.
Okay, so what is the latest that you're hearing, Tyler, about the Kerry Graham-Lieberman bill?
Well, first of all, from the authors themselves, Lindsey Graham, of course, has been quoted as saying essentially a purely cap-and-trade system is dead. It's off the table as far as Republicans are concerned. And when I asked John Kerry about the bill, he stressed that choosing what he called the mechanism for pricing carbon is the real key here. Those are his words. But conspicuously, at least to my mind, he left out any specific endorsement for a cap-and-trade plan. Also, we reported this 2 weeks ago. Kerry told me that the nuclear title for this bill was almost complete at this time, but he added in remarks to the press overall that the coal title is still in progress. In other words, Susan, it seems like the players are still at the table right now. Closed-door negotiations between public and private sectors still very much underway.
All right, and the rest of us wait for results.
Right.
All right, Tyler Suiters, thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm Susan McGinnis with Clean Skies News.